Oh yeah, we're gonna mess it up today. We got a win for the culture. Had to. Oh, oh, we winning on this Mars transit. We about to game time this thing. We about to game time it. We about to game time it. Yeah, I got the strikes book. Uh, 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 uh. Retribution, baby. Reparations on the way. Mm, mm, mm. If you see the future, I want you to go ahead and just bop. Whatever you think you win, just bop. If you see the future, you know you believe in your psychic power. I want you to just be like, mm, ah, okay, ah, ah. Come on, man. If you believe in yourself, I want you to just, okay. Oh, yay. Oh, hey. It's a win for the culture, baby. They done fucked up. Ah, 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 come on. Come on. Welcome to the show. Okay. I had to get that out of here. Ooh. Mars is squaring Neptune again. Okay. What does that mean? Welcome. This is Pernell, your Astro Prophet. Okay. Looking. What's the name? What's the change? Happen more on an instinctual, happen more on a. Are we seeing the signs? Are we allowing change to happen? Now, in this particular Mars square, Neptune transit, this is about the career image and how we climb the social ladder. Okay, you know what I'm saying? How we climb in the social ladder, it's all about career, but it's not what you're actually doing for work. It's how you feel like you want your legacy to appear. Now, the thing is, we're in retrograde, right? Which means what? Um, listen, listen, we've been here already in Virgo season. But Virgo is different than Scorpio. So we were literally Mars, the planet of action, the planet of assertion, the planet of aggression, the planet of going to get what you want when you want it right now. And then we have Neptune, which is, divinity, it's spirituality, and it creates a certain sense of a fog where you won't really have all the answers, rather than you'll be given the right answers. You'll be given, you'll accept the divine mission, and alignment, right? This is Neptune, so it'll keep things foggy until we know where what our orders are from God. And so Kyrie Irving, Kanye West, they have gotten direct messages from baby Jesus themselves. Okay, Aboriginal Jews, the Hebrew culture, they got their call. And when people run their call, when you live in purpose, when you live with conviction, when you live with a destination, a reason that you're going there, you have a certain faith that's backing you. I'm going to help you break down their charts today. All right, here we go. Cool. So we got Kyrie Irving right here. This is his chart. This recently went down, okay? He is in Aries. This is one of the first things the fact that he's in Aries is one of the first things that sticks out. So first off, both Kyrie Irving and Kanye West are life path 11s. Now, I know Kyrie is, I checked today. I believe this from a while ago. I'm a life path 11. My partner's a life path 11 who is running the flash sale. So do keep that in mind. All right, you have until the 15th. Just want to let y'all know that up front. You do have until the 15th on a 60% flash sale. Past life Akashic record readings. If you're interested, you do have this QR code you can scan right there. All right, just keep it simple. But really, to help you understand what's going on, I want to get in. You got your boy Kanye West. Okay, finally a picture with him smiling. All right, you got your boy Kyrie Irving smiling. Adidas has obviously fired and got caught up and getting and allowing themselves to get bullied. They allow themselves to get bullied, and so now they have broken a contract with Mr. Kanye West. Now this has consequences because contracts exist for a reason. And what Adidas is now saying is they're getting ready to change the shoe and use his designs and take his name, take the Yeezus out of it. This is what. Do you understand what the confusion is of everybody taking actions and directions that are not in alignment with God? It's not in alignment with God to break your contract and then pretend that this person and his creative genius didn't create the Yeezus. And then you cancel him out of a contract. You actually can't do such a thing, not legally. And what they're now saying is, as well, as the name won't be Yeezus, Kanye still can't collect even on his creative idea, or if he does, because he will likely gain something, which is a good news. It is a win. He will likely gain something back. The key now is what's the negotiations about how much will he make on his own idea. Now, not and like it almost makes me wish that he has the right lawyers and get somebody on a cease to desist. Like they can't even sell those. They got to take that for a loss because what they're not understanding is to cut somebody out of their contract, you have to take a loss. Like if this person is worth billions of dollars, you have to take a loss. So this Neptune Mars square, it's like this is public image, right? This is media. This is fame. This is literally Capricorn, Saturn, big boss type energy. And you got Saturn where? In Aquarius. Okay, but it's not in retrograde anymore. So, these restrictions, these governments, all right, they're not able to hold their weight anymore because they're not in retrograde. So these things aren't in reflection anymore. These things are like, look, this is what we're going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. So, for example, somebody like Kanye West, he literally said something like, all right, you know what? I want to get out of my contract. So in order to do it, like, I really believe, quite frankly, I really believe it in my heart that he found a way, because he mentioned a month earlier he got out of his contract, but he can't get out of his contract his way. So Saturn in Aquarius is like, look, he's locked into this with Gap, he's locked into this with, Adidas. Saturn in Aquarius is like, how can I find my way around the system? Kyrie Irving, same thing. How can I find my way around the system? They want him to apologize. They want him to pay $500,000. How are you going to charge somebody $500,000 and be okay with that, act like that's not a lot of money, and act like you're not just raping that person for his money? You understand what I'm saying? How are you going to act like you're not raping for his money when he ain't had nothing to do with it? Kanye West, not, let's say X parties upside their head so hard that they just dragged Kyrie Irving into it, and now they shot themselves in the foot because this is the win. This is the win for the culture. This is the win for the culture. This is what retributions and reparations look like in real time, but this is the thing that is going to really be cataclysmic and create reparations long time, create acknowledgement long term, and things are really going to finally come to a solution, to a close, where Pisces energy, Neptune in Pisces, this finishing before in 2025, Neptune goes into Aries. All the things you see, like this event right now, really runs max to Neptune in Aries. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, crew? What's going on, crew? Sorry, I'm in a rant right now. Most of the stuff is going back to 2025, so it's like I'm going to help you. Really, I brought up both of their charts, all right, just to be able to see what's going on. Let me try to see what's going on with Kanye's. So the energies that might be actually impacting right now The energy is impacting right now on Kanye. Okay, obviously he's a Gemini. He has his Jupiter in Gemini as well. Now, this is up in this top right corner. I don't know if you can see my little mouse and where I'm circling. That would have been cool, but I don't think you can. I don't think you can. That sucks, but oh well. So in retrograde Mars, the actions that were taken too quickly, which would include Kanye West himself, right? There are certain steps where he didn't hit every point, he didn't hit every step, but who expects when you have literally what it feels like right now? Tell me if I'm right or wrong, that he is going against the head of the snake. All right. He is understanding the regenerative powers of the snake energy. He is one of the leading powers as a life path 11. Understand, this inspiration has literally got me to change. Look, image, social image, 20 degree, right? My name was Pernell, the Astro therapist. Now, over the last 3 weeks or so, during this confusion of Neptune and life and spirit trying to actually talk to me, all right, if I allow the flow to come through me like the watery energy wants and requires, and allow my mind to just shift its perspective, shift the change. Pernell Astro therapist, people started pointing out more and more, Astro the rapist. You understand what I'm saying? Like, did you hear what I just said? I'm going to actually type it in the chat. This is what it's really, literally, Astro the rapist. Now, we're going to say it again because this is what the confusion looks like. Astro therapist. Now, you see this in the chat here. You see it now up on the screen. Astro the rapist. Astro therapist. This is the kind of stuff that Gemini can catch up with his logical and rational mind. It's a trickster energy where it's almost even looking for, it's mercurial energy, right? Like it's looking for the play on of words, what trickery with words. It's looking with how can it use media, how can it use something. You literally see it's spelled exactly the same. And you see here, Cassie says she actually recognized and noticed it. Prophet's more suitable for the gifts for sure. And this is what has kind of come to me. Like, when I first moved to Asia, I had these super duper prophetic dreams. Like, it was wild. I saw New York City in the middle of essentially a civil war on U.S. territory. Literally civil war. I'm talking nukes, grenades. I'm not even kidding. I'm talking bazookas. And you have this glass table of 10 basically old white men. If I'm being honest, there was like 1 to 2 females in there. I think I saw one, and they're in the middle of this, protected with their glass shell. You feel me? So this is what is happening right now. Right now is happening. Kanye West, look at this beautiful man and his beautiful smile. They act like he don't smile, how to use and distort media. This is Mars squaring, but the retrograde is bringing it back. Look at this man, Kyrie Irving. It's like he wants to smile so much more. He wants to talk so much louder, and he's just a little bit more strategic. If you look at it, his game is different. There's a lot of things going on with Kyrie's chart that really switches up. When I look in here, okay, Kyrie now, let me get this. All right, here we go. And like I said, definitely check in with this flash sale, all right? It's getting ready to go up. It's not going to be here too much longer. Let me drop the banner and show y'all right there. Look at this flash sale here. Okay. When you see a chart like this now, you see this Aquarius already kind of picking up, right? He has his Lilith in Aquarius. He has his Mars in Aquarius, which is really the hitter. It's really the hitter at a foundational grounding level at 26 degrees, right? 26 degrees degree of Taurus. So it's like, what he creates for change, what his actions cut through with his analytical big tree brain of a mind. When I say tree brain, I mean like branches of ideas branching off ideas and ideas branching off ideas. And they branch all the way up to like heaven and beyond. Like Aquarius is alien type energy, right? It's super high perspective. Only one higher in perspective would be a Pisces. But what's going on? Neptune in Pisces, this square is allowing us to create and imagine what the future will look like and how will it look like with no suffering. Kyrie Irving is one of those critical pieces with his Mars and Aquarius, right? We have no houses because we don't have his birth time, so I don't have his houses. But his Saturn in Aquarius, he's in his Saturn return right now. So he spoke very clearly about how in the beginning of the league, he didn't really want to spend too much energy. He was a little bit more shy, okay? So we try to see like where's necessarily the shy energy. Oh man, I got my own slide blocked by my own ticker. Oh, okay, here we go. So we got 5 degrees. So look at shy would have been Cancer for him. His South Node in his past life, he was a really, really shy person. He didn't speak up. Okay, literally just with it being 5 degrees in the South Node, he was private with what was most even egocentric or like big and bold and Leo like at that 5th degree. You know, him just leaking courage and confident. And he said it early in the league, like he didn't feel right speaking up about certain social matters, even though he has always had these thoughts and ideas. But now he's kind of accepting his role again. God, this is everybody in Neptune retrograde getting connected with a source of energy that is literally more than the embodiment of love as a frequency, okay, as well as light at the same time, all right, as a charge, right? But the thing is, he's a life path 11, no different than me, and he's an Aries. He has Aries Mercury as well. I have my Aries Mercury and my Aries Sun, so you see how vocal. I don't have as many Saturn and Aquarius. I don't have these structures over my head in the same manner, right? I'm not choosing to work for an organization like the NBA because that's really what you're doing. You're working for an organization that is pulling in massive amounts of money. You see Josai. Josai is just a representative of China and how they can go ahead and get their embezzled money, their dirty money to wash through the NBA, which is why they pay over 5 billion. Who knows the real numbers? I'm not going to state real numbers, but it's about $5 billion in difference from what they bought the team and the amount of money that it was worth. So it's like they're realizing with Kyrie Irving, they really fucked up, okay? And this is what is equating to the big win for the culture right now. I swear to God, this is one of the biggest wins because what they don't realize is they've turned this accidentally into a Jew versus black, and they messed up because black people are indigenously Hebrew. There's a lot tremendous. The only indigenous culture to the Hebrew culture is black people, which is why if you go to Israel and you start traveling the world, that's why I try to tell people always, please get up and out the world, okay? Get out of the world. See, Kyrie Irving, for example, he's traveling to Egypt. He's getting out in the world. You already know Kanye, he's getting his ass out there in the world. Okay, look at these two beautiful smiles. So it's like when you do that, what you do is you equip yourself with knowledge. You begin to read books, and that's what these gentlemen did. And they realized that their indigenous roots are Aboriginal, the originals, literally indigenous. And Israel, who claims, in a sense, Jew, they are Jewish, but it's Jewish by choice. It's Jewish by a faith that they decide to align, with as for a design. So they chose to align with this faith as a design, but it is not there by natural faith and indigenous to their culture, which is why they hide as well as pin it back and call any and everybody who brings and raises any attention an anti-Semite because they realize how sensitive the world has become to words. And this is Mars and Gemini. The words that we have taken in too sensitively is now meeting divinity with Neptune in Pisces. It's now meeting a divine source of suffering must be relieved. Let me see what's going on here. You probably saw an opportunity to do something and neglected it, or couldn't do anything in a past life. See, look at your Eileen Bruja up in the chat. That's why y'all gotta check her right here. She literally has 60% off right now. She works in past lives. Understand that she is a Pisces. Miss Bruja, can you go ahead and drop maybe your top placements that might matter? How can you, just from an astrological standpoint, what placements do you feel really help you dive into the Akashic records? I got my Akashic records done with Eileen. So this is a good example how I just ended up landing there. I wasn't even trying to do that. Landed in his Cancer, all right, in his South Node. My South Node is in Cancer as well. And through all of this, what has come up as I now have been researching more and more about Jewish culture and Hebrew, all right, and realizing how literally my people did not get shipped here from Africa. This is just me coming back into my past life. And the reason why I was unable to really remember it so detailed orientated is because, and I'll leave this right here in case y'all want to automatically just scan. So I think literally it's 60% off. So you should check this out. Like standardly, I think it's about $199. And right now you're getting it at like $70 to $75. You'd be stupid not to during Scorpio season, during this grand water trine that was just yesterday. So go ahead and scan yourself up. All right, get this ready. I've done it myself. And what it's allowed me to do is I remember telling everybody like, yo, this grand cataclysmic event was about to happen. And it's almost like I had to run where I couldn't really save anybody. And that scarred me about using my voice in this line that it's going to equate to some sort of catastrophic, maneuver in history, meaning the timeline it's so atrocious that it would shift the timelines forever. And Kyrie has that there as well. So he's talked about it. He needs to get a fucking past life Akashic record. And understand that a past life healing and a past life Akashic record is a little bit different, but Eileen will explain what that is really. And I'll check in with it on the chart. Cassie, I see, actually already had got one. So what we got? We got Pisces. I'm spilling more. We got a Pisces and we got a Scorpio moon, because really, in all sincerity, the Scorpio moon is what's doing it. Pisces, Mercury, Pisces, Sun, and Scorpio moon. I'm spilling it out. All right, that's point blank period. Because this Scorpio is the Scorpio season. This is what gives, really, if I look at it, her the ability to dive in deep and understand how to do it in a safe and protective manner, because you don't really want to work with anybody doing past life healing, past life work. That's not smart. Okay, don't just take somebody that's like, you got to get real sensitive on shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So as a part of it, the Scorpio moon is really what's doing it. Okay. Now I'm gonna shift back here. Placements. What's that say? I can't even see that. It wasn't showing in the last message. I get you. Bang. So it's that Pisces Scorpio moon. All right, here we go. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really wish those things showed up. Like my little emojis up in here showed up. I wish they did, but they don't. That's cool. So 60% off. All right, check that out. Now, let me help you understand, all right, more of what's going on real quick as I put their charts away. Because I need to be at my desk to do this a little more easy, all right? On Friday, the 18th, what we need to be very mindful of is that this square will come back at 22 degrees. Now, I gave you a prime example as literally last night, my names were everywhere on platforms. Pernell Bobby, the Astro Rapist. Because that's the narrative. The day that I had to get, this is what retrograde is so beautiful for. I have to get this in before too many people on a global scale discover this, if you will. And now this becomes how they look to publicly humiliate and hang me. And now this will turn out to them being like putting some child porn on top of and pinned in the back of my shit, with removing the background so it even looks like it's mine happening in my own house, right? With some Photoshop. And these are professionals. Understand what's going on. These are professionals. Okay, so it's like, now coming back, I was like, what do I really want to be known for? 22nd degree Capricorn energy. How do I want to climb the social ladder? What's the social ladder I want to climb? And the fact that a lot of, Semite as terminology, Jewish, the Hebrew, okay, the Torah, all this language is coming up. Rabbis coming up. It's really, starting to reshape how I look at myself. And I imagine that things like religion will even change. I've even wrote my astrology decks, for example, and it's like my 9th house is Leo. Today's Leo moon. And I recently rolled the South Node and the moon saying, boom, past life, this stuff is being unlocked. This fiery, like tribal leader that wants to run, a circle fire. This is why you want to check out the astrology memberships. Definitely do it. This is the Leo type energy, right? So definitely check out every first. This next Sunday is the next one. Every first and third Sunday, we're teaching astrology on back end. So I'm gonna try to keep these more like not too focused on it, but like showing something where I can try to help educate best I can, because this is how I see the modern world of education. I truly, truly do, because people like Kyrie Irving, people like Kanye West, they need astrologers in their pocket to understand how the clout play out, how the media play games. When should they fucking chill out and say not much or nothing and let people hang themselves, which is still what is happening. So everything works out in divine favor and divine order. But when I look at it, it's like it brought me to understanding what is 9th house. 9th house is the guru. 9th house is the prophet. Now, people in Sagittarius 9th house think oftentimes, for example, that it's just the guru. They think guru first, but like 9th house is spirituality. It's PAT, so it's like it's prophet energy. I'm literally surrounded here by churches. Every 3 blocks there is a Catholic church. in Guadalajara and I'm here in Mexico. What this is prophet energy all around me, but we're having to change, and this is what mutable science is all about. Change the narrative of prophecy. I'm literally a 5-1 in human design. 5 is the heretic. This is what it is. 5 is the heretic. So a lot of this is about really letting go of, what I might or how I might have led from an ego basis of prophet, even if unconscious, which is like at this point matters less because the news will hang anybody. That is their strategy. I was talking to a guy who's Kurdish, and he's of the Arabic culture, but coming more from like more Eastern Northeastern, rather than from Africa. The Africans came and they were Arabic coming from Africa, and the Kurdish people were much of a smaller bracket and they came from more the north. So the thing is, he was saying he's living in Sweden. Yes, he's living in Sweden. He's telling me like, no, like honestly, Jews love victimization. And when it comes down to it, it's like if you look at the Israel culture, they don't treat their women well. So what are we saying? They abuse their women. So what are we saying? Their feminine energy is contorted and it is full of chaos. It is full of raging chaos where these mother lovers need to go ahead and get if I look at it, they need to go get their past life healing. Okay? They need to go get their past life healing on some real talk, because this is not okay. Okay. Like, I don't even mean to smile, but it's the simple truth that they need to dip into their past life healing. They don't even need their Akashic records at this point. They need to just start healing because they already think they have enough gifts. And it's the thing is they shape the narrative. And Kanye West blew that whistle. Okay. Shout out to that man. Shout out to that man. All right. Shout out to that man. He called out everybody who took the money. He called out everybody who's willing to drop a person dead just to keep us silent, just to keep us from our history, just to keep us from our gifts, just to keep us from, having real equality in the world. This narrative going on, they fucked up so bad by coming after Kyrie Irving, who knew his history. He knew his history. 60 years ago, Malcolm X said the same exact sentence that Kyrie is saying now. How can I be anti-Semitic if I know my history? I am an Aboriginal. How can I be anti-Semitic if I know my history? And Malcolm X said as well, but he said it so beautifully to the point where he's like, look, is it just a coincidence that all the people who literally own the corner just happens to be a Jew? Because by blood, I am naturally Semitic, attached and a part of the Hebrew lineage. I am the Hebrew lineage at a DNA level first. And I am not here arguing you saying that you cannot be Jewish. That is not the argument, that you cannot be Jewish. It's that I can be as well and respect the fact that it is my indigenous bloodline. You understand what I'm saying? This is buck wild. So they really cracked up with a can, and this is a really big motherfucking win from the culture. So I'm gonna go ahead and put my headphones on. I'm gonna dance to these airwaves, and I'm gonna give y'all that love. All right, where's my yes? All right, we're gonna pop this song, and we're gonna dance for the culture because when it comes down to it, it's like I love Black culture, straight up, without a doubt. I love Black culture. I love Black people. I love barbecues. I never was big on fried chicken, but it's still banging. Okay. I never was crazy on watermelon in the US, but out of the US, where you get the Black seasoning, it's amazing. Okay. Oh, went for the Black. Ooh, the day will come. The media is gonna catch up to the truth, and everybody gonna realize they shot themselves in the face. It's a win for the culture, baby. My man Drake said, "Yeah, I got the stripes, but fuck Adidas." Figure. That's literally what he said. But F Adidas. Figure. Yo, you know what that means? He did this the same day. He dropped this album the same day saying that he also has Adidas. But F those stripes. And this is the reality. This is how business goes. This is legit how business goes. It's like, look, you just gonna sit there and sell your soul to me just because my name is Drake. That shows and proves how hot I am. I'm the hottest thing out, and you just gonna pay me. And I can say F you, which is the same thing that happened even with Kanye. They didn't drop Kanye because Kanye did said something like, I'm a billionaire and it's happening because of Adidas and nothing like that. That's not the reason why. That's not the reason why. Adidas didn't want to drop Kanye. They got bullied and they sold their soul to the next person. First, they sold it to Kanye West, and then they sold it to the person that said Kanye West. You understand what I'm saying? This is the game. And now they done put themselves in a strangle. Their brand's going to be done. As they now sit there and take somebody else's obvious, the things are called Yeezus, okay? You're going to take the most obvious sneaker that everybody knows. Not if you change your name, we know the design. We know the design. So, we need to really be mindful if we continue to buy such a sneaker or if we buy it more based off of if Kanye gets it back, okay? His own design. So we need to talk about that on a later note because, we have to let news play out for now. China got called out, all right? They're understanding that they wanted to keep a low profile on, being able to, I don't know the proper terminologies. I'm going to, for lack of actual education on this, I'm going to say embezzlement, whatever you want to call it. They're washing dirty money, all right? This is the part about being light path 11s, all right? Straight the fuck up. We're just psychic. It just is what it is. Like, there's a lot of light paths. Everybody got their own gifts. But for the light path 11, which is Kyrie Irving, which is Kanye West, which is myself, which is Eileen the Mexican Bruja. I've been seeing these 22s. Literally, look at this. Literally, look at on the back of my socks. On the back of my socks. 22. These are the two life path 11s. These are two life path 11s. And I just bought these socks like 3 days ago, which is how these psychic abilities, these numbers, these synchronicities, they're not so strange to us. They're not so strange. They're not so ironic. They're just faith. It's just God talking to us. It's how our guides, our angels taught to us. We had that grand water chime, so we washed away old intuition, things that were stuck, that had caught up with old forms of egos. They got caught up with scars, old sacred scars. You know what I'm saying? Like, so check out that post that came out about sacred scars of the Bruja. It's like these things, they lay lessons and experience and they embed into our bodies. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a part of how we're connected where we don't necessarily even need facts. We got to sit there and call the direction and the facts will reveal themselves because there are other people in the matrix that will make sure they hang themselves. And this is what is happening. So on the 18th, we need to be mindful. What is your image in the world? Check your chart. Okay, for mutable signs, any mutable sign from 27 degrees to about 18 degrees, 17 degrees. You have a 17-degree range to about 17 to 27. Anything in that range of mutable signs, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius, Virgo, any of those 4 signs you have between those degrees, you're going to be a little bit more mixy-washy. You're going to be the ones that need to focus on change the most of your career, the most, your status, the most. How will you approach your career and your status from literally like the approach like Kyrie and Kanye, where God has given you a mission. This is the entire message of this. This Neptune is stronger. I made this in other videos. Neptune is stronger than Mars in this instance, not all the time, but the way the alignments are. You have Jupiter in Pisces right now. So it's finishing a 12-year cycle. So it's like 12 years ago, how old were you? Damn, you're 42 now. So when you were 30 years old, What was the belief system and the dogmatic ways that you were used to expanding in your life and becoming larger, than the self-undoing at the same time? This is kind of the question there. Who are you going to feed more? Gemini Brown, shout out to you. I was listening to Gemini Brown. I gave him his credit. I'm going to give it to him again. He said something very perfect. He said, there's a wolf battle right now. And who are you going to feed? The wolf of Saturn or the wolf of Jupiter? Jupiter will feed and it will expand, expand, expand. All right. But it might, forget about temperance, like the Sagittarius temperance card, the 14th tarot deck, and you forget about temperance, and you don't have no moderation, you could literally blow yourself up in a way, literally. And if in Saturn, how you feeding Saturn? Kanye West played the hell out of Adidas in these deals because he found a way to get out. He's gonna find a way to get paid, and he's not gonna be restricted. He said, "Look, I used to actually look at the things and the money as like the material things, as status, as something. But it was just now I see God's plan to only get me the money, so that I can go ahead and make change in the world to bring the peace that I want to see others. You know, I want to see peace and love in the world. I'm doing what it takes to call mother lovers out, and all the psychic smog and haze is starting to be expanded in a sense of consciousness, especially after that grand water trine yesterday. It's like, man, these I tell you, y'all gotta hire me as your astrologer. I swear to God, it just needs to happen because, man, if I can, like, this is why we got the astrology membership. So check it out. All right, I think it's pinned up in the comments. This is Pernell Bobby, your Astro Prophet. All right, and that's how we're running it. That's the accent. All right, that's the accent. I might even have to drop an Astro Pro with a little semicolon and then fet at the end. It might just have to be that. And this is what I want you to take into consideration for yourself and your own image. Like, things are being asked and required through review to change. We have been here already about 2 months ago on the last square. So it's something that if you're being stuck, my fixed signs on this Taurus eclipse is really the ones that get hit the hardest. Okay, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus. But the only reason you're gonna get hit is if you don't let go. So out of that, Scorpio might be the easiest because Scorpio will just self-destruct itself and be like, look, I'm fixed, but I just killed myself. So really, it's about Aquarius, who can get really trapped in the mind, Leo, who can get really trapped either one in their heart or two in their pride, and then you got Taurus, who just get trapped in their comforts, right? So they all get trapped for different reasons. And Scorpio gets trapped by his lack. It gets trapped by its desires and not having them when it wants it, rather than when the divine says it's time, go. So those signs might have this the hardest. As for not allowing themselves to change, now if you have a lot more mutable placements, this would be a lot easier for you. Like, I have a good chunk of mutable placements. All right, I also have a good chunk of fixed placement. I got a good chunk of cardinal placements. I'm like a really, really well diverse person, but they all strangle me in different ways, and they all help me and assist me in other ways. So this is the win for the culture. This is the win for blacks. All right, I'm so fucking happy today as a black man. I swear to God, I feel like raising the earth and the vibration, and hopefully today we did that. So check out my astrology members. This is Pernell Bobby, your Astro Prophet. All right, I'm creating a modern world of education. Excuse me. See, allow this shift and this change. Creating a modern world of education, leveraging astrology. Okay, and with the powers that be. So this is what it is. I'm gonna look to get more and more polished on this. I've written it down in my journal. So Gemini, Mars is Gemini. I wrote this down in my journal, and it's through practice. Gemini, remember, is skills. So Gemini is a skill, which means it requires practice. So the more I write it, the more I say it, I get cleaner and cleaner. One day, my intro is going to be just clean. All right, even as a short attention span Aries, it'll just be clean. But it takes practice, and it takes practice from what has the divine shown you, and how can I logically and objectively look and take this piece of, spiritual wealth, being information, from the source of whatever your faith, which is the key themes right here. How can I do that? How can you dance, love yourself? It's Leo moon. Don't forget about the lazy lion. All right, it doesn't have to be all yeah. A lot of times the lion likes to say, look, take a step away from the fame and the lights and the cameras and the action. So look at it like that, which is why I feel like I'm ending this now. But I want to say I love you. I appreciate you. This is gang.